So here we are in Dogman Woods, which is now been named Dogman Woods because of strange sightings of dogman-like creatures around here. People being growled at, people leaving things behind because they want to get away from the area. So what we're doing today is I've come out on an event that I put together, and there's quite a few people with me today behind. You can hear them chatting away, and I'm taking them through this area and telling them about the stories and accounts that I've had from people around here. So I hope you enjoy coming along with us. So we've come uphill most of the way. Now we got to an area where it's fairly flat and a gradual going up to the top of the woods, where I'm going to talk about a few things that have happened up there. No, I'm just letting everyone catch up before we go up to the next bit. But it's quite an interesting place and quite a good place, I think, where we could do a bit of camping.
Yeah, be all right to camp.
Yeah. Ready-made fire pit there.
Perfect. Plenty of trees for the hammocks.
Yeah, well,
because we can't get them right.
Sitting area.
What makes nice fine? Farmhouse, isn't it?
This, I'm not sure what it probably was, yeah, because this area, there's so many derelict farmhouses, isn't there, up and down here, and there used to be a factory further down there, right, which we'll probably see on our way back. Now, the reason we've stopped here is I'm going to take you back now to 2012 at the Queen's Jubilee. There's an hill in the distance called Great Hill, and the woman who had an experience here, she got out of her car up to the top there where you can see a tree. There's a little bit of a car park and there's a path going up here and it takes you all the way up to Great Hill. Now, when she were up there, she had sheep coming round her, and because she had a sheepdog and she was brought up on a farm, she got the sheepdogs to move the sheep away, but they kept coming back to where all the people were. Now, she met a few other people up there, people who she worked with as well, and they stayed up there till about 11:30, 12 o'clock, because they were watching the fireworks because of the Queen's Jubilee at that time. Fireworks from Darwin Tower behind her, and then she would have had ribbons and pipe in front. So she got all the fireworks going off. After it had finished, they were walking back down. Now, some of the other group had had a few drinks, so they were a bit wobbly on the feet, but her and a friend who she come up with, and the dogs, came back with a fellow who'd been camping out that night. So as they were coming back down, and they'd gone up there, they didn't have any torches or anything, but the fellow who had been camping, he had an head torch on. Now, when they got to a certain corner down there, and she were in front, she saw something moving, and the dogs stopped, looking over with the tail in between the legs, and they were looking worried. Then what happened then, she was telling them move on, because they were stopping and they weren't for moving, but she told them move on. But she said at that point, the fella behind with the head torch on, he must have moved his head, and she saw in the near a wall something big and bulky just there. At first she thought it was a cow, but this isn't grazing land for cows. All we get up here is sheep, and you don't get sheep the same size as cows, because that's how big she said it was. Anyway, this, as he moved his arm, it couldn't be seen. But she said as they were walking down the path, every so often the dogs kept stopping, and they were watching from left to right, right to left, watching the dogs. The dogs saw something moving, what they couldn't see. Now, as she got to, this is about half a mile up there when this happens. So they get to this point here, and that's why I've stopped here, because she said when she was walking, if you see up there, you can see a rock that's jutting out that's where the path is. When she walked there, she looked down here. Bear in mind, it was a full moon, so it lit all this up. And when she looked down, she saw something moving against this wall where this is. That's why I stopped here as well. And she said this thing, whatever it was, same size as a cow, what been following them down, ran from here to where she was. By the time she got a couple of meters away, because she saw it coming, she saw it moving through this as well, she started running. When she got a couple of meters away from that, and she was near that rock, all of a sudden she got growled at. At that point, she ran to her car getting in. Now, when she was up there, because it was middle of, well, I think it was June, yeah, around the 5th or 6th it was, she just went up with flip-flops on her feet. So you can imagine what the paths around here. So
The
when
path
she,
had just been redone then, though, hadn't it,
yeah,
as well?
it had. No, this had just before it was redone. And she had to run all the way down with these flip-flops on. Anyway, she didn't bother about that, but when she got back to the car, all the feet were, like it'd been ripped, and her nails were all like broken, that, because she just didn't think about that. She grabbed the dog and they just ran off. Now, she said when she got to work that Monday, some of her friends who'd gone a different way, one of them had said that, who she worked with, that when they got to it, he was saying that he had a feeling that something was following him. And this was something big that were following him down the hill, but he didn't mention it to the other people. He was just worried, and he was just wanting to get down to an area called White Coppice. The reason I came this way is because there was somebody, I don't know if they were sleeping in the tent, but it looked as though they'd had a tent set up, and they'd been there a while, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I got a report. This is a new report that I've not told anyone, so it's the first one, like a new one for anyone watching this or anyone here as well. So this tent, he got in touch with me and said he was sat outside and he could hear noises most of the night, something moving around him, and like knocking, not wood knocking as Ali, but something like moving around from tree to tree and probably bagging into it as it were moving around. Now I thought this could be deer or something like that, and he said later on he started going around he wanted some wood because the fire was dying out, and he wanted big logs so he could break them up and get them into proper briquettes so they'd last all night. And he as he were out there getting all this wood together, he's on his way back. He made some sort of sling with some rope and he dragged these pieces back, but when he got there back to his tent, it had all been stoved in. Some had been stamping around it, and there were some rips in it as well. At the time he thought, oh no, like someone messing around here, or there's an animal that's stampeded through there, a deer or something like that. But then he started hearing these noises again, and he got what looked like red amber coloured eye shine watching him, but moving around his tent. At that point he got a bit nervous, and he heard a growl. This is off the top of my head at the moment because I've just quickly read this before coming out today, so I'm thinking about what I've read and that. And at that point he got that nervous he ended up getting his stuff and moving away from the area. Now I don't know if this fellow was homeless and he was just living in here, or he'd just been set up for the weekend, because he's not really spoke about that. But as he were on his way down, something did growl at him, proper growl at him, a guttural growl that followed him back down. Anyway, he just stopped at that, and he's not told me anything else, so I'm waiting for him now, after sending some emails to him, to get back to me and telling me more about it. So when I know more, everyone else will know more as well. But this was, I'd say, he said it was at the top of the woods, so it could be anywhere along this top where he were camping. The reason I thought it was there was because I'd seen that tent earlier on, just last year, wasn't it, when we were up here. And I was hoping we could find that tent as we were walking along, because he said it wasn't far from the path what we're walking on now. That's called Ely Nab.
Ely Nab?
Yeah.
Is that where we went in?
No, that was Ely Nab. Yeah.
That's it was well known in 80s and 90s for witchcraft.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the bottom of there, I've got a report of somebody parked up at the bottom,
Right.
walked up to go and do a bit of camping, and he fell asleep. They were camping in hammocks outside, middle of summer and that. But he went with his son, and his son, he couldn't sleep. And he said, in the middle of the night, this big black massive shadow more or less came over, and we sat there for about a couple of hours watching his dad sleeping. Anyway, he never slept. When his dad woke up, he told his dad about it, and his dad reported it to me. What a weird area.
God, yeah.
So it's all downhill now. You'll all be pleased with.
Downhill, Dad.
Don't know, so sometimes it's
And,
going down, isn't it?
and looking at that, that's all we need.
Man down.
Sorry, but this is the easiest. Well, this is the hardest bit of the walk. That might be easier.
Start calling you Pocahontas.
I know Dawn's used to this sort of stuff because she's always out with Wayne.
I'm not.
You okay? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I usually do, Pete. It's easier. It's like a bridge.
You ain't got a handrail.
So this is an old farmhouse, and at the other side there's a barcode what you can scan with people telling you about the times of when they used to live around here. Families as well, like who talk about their ancestors who lived here.
Wow. Yeah.
And the steps here, how long these have been here.
Ah, yeah. Lost farms.
Elizabeth
Farms.
Jane Dixon. So if anyone wants to barcode and have a listen.
There's an old picture of how it would have looked.
Goose Green Farm. Right.
1930.
But look at that, no trees.
Yeah.
And when you look at that, you see the building. I think we're about here, aren't we?
Yeah.
So these walls here going round. So we're here, and that's all that area there.
Yeah.
And no trees at all. It's great.
But you look at the trees, that one especially looks really old.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Probably that way.
It's not like me bringing people this way.
I know. Don't know what's up here today, love. Pocahontas.
Just around the river bend.
Just around the river bend. We'll get some other tree.
I think we've gone the wrong way. We might have to go back up.
Can you manage? Are you alright?
I am at the minute. She answered like I answered to you when you said something like that too. She went, "Oh."
Do you want a fireman's lift?
Yeah. I tell you what, interested at the moment with cats around up top.
What's that?
Roddlesworth
I remember.
with deers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting.
What do you think of leopard?
Well,
Based off what you saw, because it was black what you saw, wasn't it?
yeah, I'd say it looked more pantherish, but yeah, again, the way the sun was shining, I don't know whether, because I didn't see any melanistic markings on it. But it were a glimpse, wasn't it, when you think about it?
Yeah. It's going to blend in more, isn't it?
It is.
Tan colour.
Yeah.
Especially this
Yeah.
time of year where everything's orange.
I'll tell you what, we've got Wayne behind us, who's seen a lynx or umpindalil.
Yeah.
This is cool. This is the stables where they would have kept their horses. You can still get in. Oh no, you can't. Because last time I came, there was a fire pit in here.
Oh, right, yeah.
But great for what's it? But you can go through and go to this side. One evening we come walking up here, and I don't know if anyone heard me when we were walking up that path. I saw something moving around in that dark part as we were walking up.
Yeah.
And when we got to this bit, there were quite a few of us. I'd say there was about 6 of us.
Yeah.
And we were walking back down here, and we got to this area where we are now, and we heard a growl, a low guttural growl. And I thought it had come from this area, and I think it was you said you thought it came from that area. Yeah. I don't know about you, Keith.
I thought it came from behind that sheep wire fence.
Yeah, but it sounded almost close enough, and it was all more or less all around, wasn't it? Now we stopped, and we all like said, "Oh, did you hear that?" And all like, you know, like you do. We're out here investigating, right? We stopped. More or less said, "Oh, did you all hear that?" Yeah, we all heard it, and we carried on walking. Now we got about half a mile away, going that way towards White Coppice. We stopped. We all stopped more or less at the same time, turned around, looked at each other and said, why did we not go and look?
We did what? We didn't.
Why did we not go and have a look at this area?
We didn't.
Mad, isn't it?
We failed, didn't we?
6 of us all said, yeah, we heard it, and we all carried on walking as though nothing had happened. Now, I don't know. I don't know why that happened. But they do say, don't they, that when something like that happens, you know, it puts you in a certain mindset where you sort of forget about what you're experiencing at that time.
That's true.
But usually we would have said, let's go and see what it is, and we would have gone running and seen what it were. But Yeah, I can't believe it.
Well, Lee would have been over that fence like a bloody horse, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad we didn't now. You know, that part of that.
Oh, yeah.
But this was summer, wasn't
Fight
it?
or
So
flight.
I wouldn't have seen.
It was,
It wouldn't have been as bad as that.
can't believe we didn't.
But yeah, and that's the last bit around this area
Interesting.
from what I've told you while we've been walking around.
Our next meeting draws us to the edges of Bolton, to a place where countryside, history and whispers of the unexplained quietly collide. Smithers Country Park. We will gather at 1 p.m. on Saturday the 28th of February, the last Saturday of the month, just outside the ice creamery entrance at Smithers Open Farm. The postcode is BL17NS. A seemingly ordinary spot that marks the beginning of a far less ordinary walk. From there we'll head out across the parkland, following winding paths through open fields and wooded stretches, gradually leaving the modern world behind. Our route will lead us towards Smithers Hall, a site steeped in centuries of history and long associated with a catalogue of unsettling paranormal reports, from shadowy figures and unexplained sounds to lingering presences said to roam its ancient rooms. The hall has earned its reputation as one of the area's most intriguing haunted locations. This walk isn't just about the distance covered, but about the stories embedded in the land beneath our feet. A chance to explore, to listen, and perhaps to sense echoes of what came before.
We're gonna get going, mate.
Right, thanks, Rick.
Thanks for organising it.
Yeah,
Right.
thank you. Nice seeing you again.
See you, mate.
Yeah, and you. See you later, buddy.
See ya.
Very nice one, mate.
Right.
We'll get me tea. I'll
Yeah,
see you next
yeah.
time, Cheers.
Yeah,
Thank you,
it's
sir.
going to be.
Cheers, folks.
Right.
See you again soon for the next one.
Right. See you later.
See you again soon.
You will do. I will. Gonna get wetter waiting for the bus.
Hallam, see you.
I'll speak to you. As soon as I find out, I'll let you know.
Right, nice seeing you again.
I don't mind then.
Right,
And
see you
come here.
later.